So this is the updated version of the profit and loss statement, and it is one of my favorite features of Sellerise. To access this one, you're going to come down to the finances section, and it's going to be the profit and loss section, and this is the view that you're going to see. Like every Sellerise tool, you can toggle this by what geographic market you want, as well as if you've got multiple accounts, you can select from the drop down and just really toggle between financials of each. What I really like about profit and loss, even though I use a professional bookkeeper to compile my income statements every single month, is that within a certain month, I can come in here in the middle of the month and see where I'm trending, see what my net profit looks like, and see where all of my various expenses are hitting. And it gives me a real good view of control intra-month, and then I can look at different periods over time as well to see a true profit loss statement. So you can select by month here, you can select by week even, and then you can select a period. So if you want to look at 3 months, if you want to look at 1 month, if you want to look at 12 months, you can compile all of that here. If you wanted to actually export this to a spreadsheet and work it into a formal income statement, and you wanted to formalize taxes and use this as an actual bookkeeping tool, you can export to either CSV or export to Excel here on the right. So just coming down here, you'll see just a high level view. This is the core view that I'm going to look at. You really want to kind of look at your net margins and your net profit, and then your ROI calculation there at the bottom. It gives you a pretty good directional idea of the health of your business for every single month. But if you want to dive in and look at any of these in detail, you can see here on these drop down arrows, if I just select one of these, it's going to give me a ton more detail. And this is really where we've updated the P&L tool to give what I think is the most control and the most detail of any tool on the market that tracks performance of financials for Amazon sellers. So if you just kind of run down here on the sales side, you can see it's got those three. It's got your promotions. It's got all of your shipping information here. So you can get down to net sales if you'd like to on the sales front. Taxes, same thing, collected by Amazon, pending, collected by seller. Your FBA fees, which is both the per unit fulfillment fee and then the pending FBA fees as well. And then your Amazon fees, so commissions, referral fees, shipping chargebacks, and any gift wrapping that take place. Again, the level of detail here is kind of finite stuff that's pulled from back-end reports and all automated behind the scenes. Some cool stuff here on advertising expenses is going to break down exactly how you're spending your advertising. So not just what the total number is, but between sponsored brands, display, video, and products. You can see the breakdown there, which is really cool. And then on the refunds as well. So this gives you a really good idea on what's being added back to the account, what's being taken back in terms of adjustments for refunds. It's got all of your tax, commissions, shipping charges, promotions, and restocking fees in there as well. Additional expenses here, it's got clawbacks, all your removal stuff, your reimbursement stuff, subscription fees, warehouse fees, storage fees. This is where a lot of errors might happen on the Amazon side that we actually also check, and you can submit reimbursements to get those trued up. But you can look at this at line item detail again, like the other expenses. And then finally, a really cool one that was added to the mix as well is the manual expenses. So I've got an example here of the Sellerise software where I've added in a $50 a month fee. If you've got fixed software fees, if you've got employee fees, if you've got, say, product inspections that took place, or you reshot photography, any either SKU level or account level expenses that you want to add as one-time or recurring expenses, you can do that within manual expenses. And if you wanted to do that same in the finance section, you come over here to the left, go down on the drop down and select manual expense. And this is where we can actually add these new expenses. So you'll see here I've got kind of Sellerise in there. If I want to add a new expense, I can do it as a one-time, I can do it as a weekly, I can do it as a monthly. So let's say as an example, I pay a VA. Let's say I pay a VA $2,000. I want to repeat it 12 times over the year. Just put like VA number 1 expense. Can have the start date on when I want it to start. So let's say I want it to start June 1, and then I pay them $2,000 a month. Could save that, and then that will be a recurring monthly expense. You'll see here too, there's a select a product. So if I've got a one-time expense, whether it's photography, an inspection, some other one-off expense for a specific ASIN or SKU, I can also apply independent manual expenses at the product level as well as on the overarching book level. So that is the P&L, updated, refreshed, a level of detail and granularity that you won't find many places. And it also gives you a really good consolidated view, so you can go in and get a view of any month in time. You can look at intra-month, and you can really help keep a pulse on how the finances of your business are looking.